Good morning, beautiful souls. So today's chat is a continuation of our Healing Trauma Through the Body series. And this is video 3. And in case you've missed it, last time we talked about getting acquainted with the body and tracking body sensations. Today we're going to talk about titration, which I think is one of the most important principles. I know we're all excited about healing, but if we try to do too much too fast, we can actually re traumatize ourselves and create more anxiety and more tension in our bodies. So, this is why titration is extremely important. So, let's talk about titration as it applies to somatic experiencing. It's kind of like the secret sauce that kind of makes everything easier to digest. But we're not in the kitchen. We are talking about your feelings and your sensations. But imagine that you've got this big, juicy burger of emotions and memories. And it's a lot to chew on, right? So titration is like taking tiny, manageable bites instead of trying to gobble down the whole thing in one go. It's breaking things down into smaller, more digestible pieces. And in this case, digestible means your ability to process it. So let's say that you're dealing with something tough, like a stressful memory or a wave of anxiety. And instead of diving headfirst into the deep end of those feelings, titration, it really encourages you to start small. Maybe you focus on just one aspect of the memory that feels slightly uncomfortable. A lot of times we'll call it a bee sting, but it's not overwhelming. It's like testing the waters to see how much you can handle without feeling totally swamped. And here's the cool part. As you take those little steps, those manageable steps, you start to build up your tolerance and your resilience. It's like training for an emotional marathon. You're strengthening your ability to deal with tough stuff bit by bit. Each small step forward adds up, and before you know it, you're feeling more confident and in control, even with the bigger stuff. So think of titration as kind of a gentle guide through the roller coaster of emotions. It's about finding that sweet spot where you're challenged just enough to grow, but not so much that you feel like you're drowning. It's a way to honor your own pace and your comfort level and your nervous system as you navigate the twists and turns of your inner world. And if you try to do too much too fast, you can actually re traumatize and overload your system. That's why it's important to work with a professional when you're working with trauma, because they can help you to recognize when you're starting to kind of go over that edge and help you to pump the brakes. So, all right, let's picture this. You're cruising along the emotional highway. You're feeling pretty chill and balanced. That's your what we call your window of tolerance. It's a comfortable zone where you can kind of handle these life's ups and downs without feeling overwhelmed. But sometimes life throws us a curveball, and maybe it's a stressful situation at work, a disagreement with a friend, or just one of those days where everything seems to go wrong. I'm sure we've had all had one of those days. And suddenly you just start to feel a bit off kilter. Maybe you notice your heart is racing, or you're clenching your jaw, or your thoughts are racing a mile a minute. And that's when you might be moving out of your window of tolerance. It's kind of like an emotional GPS that's giving you a heads up that you're veering off course. It's rerouting you. This is why it's important to tune in with the body, and to really start to develop a relationship with the body so that you notice early when the body starts to give you signals, like when your heart rate starts to go up, when your breathing starts to get shallow or quicker. When you start to feel a bit too tense or a bit too anxious and things that normally wouldn't bother you start to really get under your skin. Another clue is when you notice like your usual coping strategies aren't cutting it anymore. Like maybe breathing normally works for you and you can't breathe your way through this one. Maybe you're starting to snap at people more than usual, finding it hard to concentrate or feeling more irritable. It's like your emotional toolbox is running low on tools. And you're not quite sure how to handle what's coming your way. But recognizing when you're moving out of your window of tolerance, it's like a superpower. Once you know, then you can do something about it. And it's like your body and your mind's way of saying, hey, let's hit pause for a minute and let's regroup. It's a cue to take a breather, maybe do something relaxing like deep breathing if that's working, going for a walk, or even taking a few minutes to yourself with a good cup of tea. Or maybe it's time to call in your support network, or maybe schedule a session with a coach or a therapist. But next time you feel yourself teetering on the edge of that emotional comfort zone, that window of tolerance, take a moment to check in with yourself and remember to titrate. It's all about knowing when to pump the brakes and really giving yourself that TLC that you need to get back on track. Break down the content into bite-sized pieces. Take it slow and give yourself the time and space to process and grow at your own rhythm. Honoring this rhythm is really the key to healing. So, and I know you've got this. And if you found today's talk helpful, tune in for our next video, when we'll start to talk about pendulation. Pendulation is this beautiful and healing dance, which is like a move for your nervous system and for your healing. And if you want to be notified when that gets posted, subscribe to the channel. And then we'll be on the same page. And if you found this helpful, also share the video with anyone that you think might benefit. We're all in this together. You can also check out my website at ourworldempowered.com for more resources. The link is also down in the notes below. And if you'd like a little more of a supportive container, like space and time to really explore these things, we are having a retreat coming up on the 12th through the 18th of August, 2024, here in Tazewell, Tennessee. And it's this beautiful pairing of somatic experiencing, Kundalini Yoga, holotropic breathwork, all powerful ways to really connect to the body. And the setting is this beautiful lush setting along the Powell River, and the food is amazing. It will definitely nourish your body and your soul. And anyone who signs up by the end of July will receive my co-facilitator. His name is Jeffrey Warren. He's doing an introduction to Kundalini Yoga. And we'll be starting every morning with Kundalini Yoga. So this will kind of help give you an idea of what Kundalini Yoga is, and prepare you for the retreat. And that goes live on 1 August. So again, if you're interested in that and getting that for free, then sign up for the retreat by the end of July. And until next time, I really hope that you are creating a fully embodied and sensual day.